Zara stood on the observation deck of her sleek silver ship, watching the blue and green planet grow larger through the transparent walls. Her violet eyes widened as she studied the third world from this yellow star system. The readings on her scanner made no sense at all. How could such primitive beings build something so massive? Her captain Vex walked beside her, shaking his forearms in disbelief. The massive structure floating in space near the planet looked impossible. Even their advanced Kalori civilization had never attempted anything close to this scale. That space station is 3 times bigger than our largest city ship, Vex said, his voice filled with shock. It stretches for hundreds of kilometers in every direction. Zara pressed her pale, blue hands against the viewing wall. Her heart raced as she watched tiny ships moving around the enormous station like insects around a metal mountain. The humans called it Gateway Station, according to their intercepted communications. These creatures only discovered space travel 200 cycles ago, she whispered. Yet they built this marvel that puts our greatest achievements to shame. The young alien scientist had spent months studying Earth from a distance. Her people, the Kalori, had been watching human progress for decades. Most species took thousands of years to advance from basic tools to interstellar capability. Humans had done it in mere centuries. Something moved past their ship, making Zara gasp. A human vessel 10 times the size of her research craft glided silently toward the massive station. Its hull gleamed with unknown metals and energy patterns that made her scanning equipment overload. Admiral Hayes. This is Captain Lisa Brown requesting docking permission, came. A transmission from the approaching ship. Zara quickly activated her translation device, fascinated by these strange beings. Her purple skin tingled with excitement as she listened to their casual conversation about managing a space station larger than most moons. Permission granted, Captain Brown. Admiral Hayes replied, use docking bay 732. Your cargo of fusion cores is needed in Sector 12. 700 docking bays. Zara breathed in amazement. Her own ship had 2. The scale of human engineering defied everything she had learned about technological development. Vex studied his instruments with growing alarm. Their fusion technology reads as more advanced than ours, he reported. How did they progress so quickly? The answer came when another human ship appeared from behind the planet. This one looked different, covered in strange markings and bristling with weapons that made Zara's skin crawl. Its design spoke of pure violence and efficiency. Warning, unknown vessel. You are entering restricted space, came a stern transmission. State your purpose immediately. Zara watched in fascination as her captain scrambled to respond. The human voice carried such authority that even Vex seemed intimidated. These beings might look small and soft, but their presence commanded respect. We are peaceful explorers from the Kalori Republic. Vex transmitted. We wish only to observe and learn. A long silence followed. Then a new voice spoke, female and calm, but carrying undertones that made Zara shiver. This is Commander Amy Rodriguez of the Earth Defense Force. You will follow our escort ship to Gateway Station. Any deviation from course will be met with force. 3 massive warships materialized around them, as if from nowhere. Their stealth technology was beyond anything in Kalori databases. Zara realized with growing excitement that humans had not just matched their civilization, they had surpassed it in many ways. The escort led them through a maze of traffic around Gateway Station. Zara saw cargo ships hauling asteroids, mining vessels returning with precious metals, and sleek exploration craft heading toward distant stars. The level of activity made her home system look quiet and empty. Inside the station, Zara met Commander Rodriguez, who stood barely reaching her shoulder, yet somehow filled the room with her presence. The human female had short brown hair and sharp green eyes that seemed to see everything. Your people have been watching us for quite some time, Commander Rodriguez said with a slight smile. We noticed your observation posts 3 months ago. Zara felt her face flush purple with embarrassment. Nothing escaped human notice, apparently. Their detection systems were incredibly sophisticated. We meant no harm, she said quickly. We study developing species to understand how civilizations grow. The commander nodded and gestured toward a massive window overlooking the station's central hub. Thousands of humans moved through corridors wide enough For Zara's ship to fly through, the engineering required to build this place boggled her mind. "How did you manage this construction?" Zara asked, unable to hide her amazement. The resources alone must have required strip mining dozens of worlds, Commander. Rodriguez laughed, a sound that somehow conveyed both pride and humility. "We built it piece by piece over 20 years. Every nation on Earth contributed materials and workers. When humans decide to achieve something, we find a way." They walked through corridors filled with impossible technology. Gravity generators that worked without massive power cores, atmospheric processors that could terraform dead worlds, and computers that seemed to think faster than Kalori neural networks. The most shocking discovery came in the research section, where Zara met Dr. Kelly Martinez, a human scientist working on problems that had puzzled Kalori minds for centuries. The young woman explained complex theories while casually solving equations that would challenge Zara's best professors. "Your mathematics are so elegant," Zara said, studying the equations. "How did your species develop such sophisticated understanding so quickly?" Dr. Martinez shrugged modestly. "We built on the work of thousands of brilliant minds, each generation standing on the shoulders of the last. Plus, we tend to be rather stubborn when facing impossible problems." That evening, Zara sat in her guest quarters aboard Gateway Station, staring out at the stars through a window larger than her entire ship. The humans had offered her people full partnership in their growing interstellar community. Not as junior members, but as equals, she thought about everything she had witnessed today. A species that had gone from primitive agriculture to building impossible space stations in just a few thousand years. Beings who approached every challenge with determination, creativity, and an unwillingness to accept defeat. Her communication device chimed with a message from the Kalori High Council. They demanded a full report on human capabilities and potential threats. Zara smiled as she began typing her response. "There are no threats here," she wrote, "only partners who will help us reach heights we never imagined possible. The humans do not just think big, they achieve big. And we would be wise to learn from them." As she finished her report, Zara watched human ships departing for distant galaxies, carrying hopes and dreams that knew no bounds. Tomorrow she would request permission to stay and study these remarkable beings who had shown her that impossible was just another word for not yet achieved. Outside her window, the blue and green planet turned slowly in space, home to creatures who had looked at the vast universe and decided to claim it all.